Welcome to another video. Right, last week I left you with this here. We had a few problems last week. Number one, the water tank up there. Trying to work out what's going on over there with our fossa, cesspit, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got this fossa here, which is for the pavilion. And I told you that this was loose, this top. So now we're going to discover. Whoa! Windy. Oh, dust. Right, we're going to discover what's going on with this fossa. Now, my money's on it that it's rubbish. And then once I've done this, I'm going to solve the mystery of where the water goes from our pump house, which is just around the corner, and see if that goes to the fossa. And I've discovered another major problem which I'm not happy about, so my mood seems a little bit funky on this video. There's a very good reason. Right, let's have a look at this. Thing is, how far do I want to go? I guess we might as well just that's possibly not enough. No, do a little bit more. Do a little bit more. I'm not even going to look at it first. We'll look at it together. Okay. Oh my goodness. That is just a very small tank. I don't know if you can see in there. Okay, obviously the toilet, the kitchen, the bath and the sink, 3 pipes for the bathroom. This black pipe here is the one that I destroyed the other day. As I said, that I went to the effort of covering the pipe and then brought it out here and then brought it out here and put this plastic here above ground. Yeah, certain levels of puzzlement why they did that. And I think somebody mentioned this, what this was. It was a door to a basement. No, the pavilion doesn't have a basement that I know of. It would be nice if it did, but that is just where a gas bottle went for up there, which is the kitchen, which is being ripped out. Oh, this is an absolute waste of space. Now that water in there is because we have our washing machine and stuff in the pavilion. And that's just, yeah, grey water. And we don't use the toilet in there. Which is a good job. Well, that's just a pile of poo, isn't it, really? Sort of underwhelmed by it, but I knew in my mind that that is just useless. I don't even know why they bothered. In all fairness, this was a party venue, a wedding venue, as I said last week, and you probably find that the bathroom very rarely got used, and the water from the kitchen sink was just where they were cleaning stuff, so I don't think it was designed to take anything major. And so it's obviously one that just soaks away, because you can tell by the gaps in the bricks, so it just soaks into the ground. So we're going to have to do something here now when we build the cottage, which is on our plans to do relatively quickly, although what I'm about to show you might change my plans slightly. This will have to have its own septic tank of some description. I'll have to look into some eco-friendly, because this can't be connected to the drains, it's too far away. It's not the distance that's the problem. I think it's the fall, it's the height. And it's got to go all the way over. Where are we? Oh, I can't even see. The sun's too bright. All the way over there to that wall, where you can see the black bit on the wall in the distance. Behind there is where the water meter is, which we're not connected to. We're connected to, as I showed you last week, the barragem, the lake, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think I've got the fall to get all the way over there for this property. And I don't think I can connect to it anyway, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, we have two properties. These are two separate articles. So when we bought this, we originally thought it all came as one piece, but well, we've got more than two articles. I think we've got 3 or 4 articles here, which is separate parts of the land. And so the house is valued at one price, this is valued at another, and then the land, or whatever, the third. And I'm not 100% sure if we've got 4 or 3 articles separate. Which, if you're buying a house in Portugal, be a little bit careful with that, because although it seemed a great thing at the time, when we got our capital gains tax for the sale of our last property, we got hit with a bigger tax bill 5 years later. So we paid our tax that was due, and then they sent us another bill saying we owed about 12 or 13,000 euros, because, I hope I'm explaining this right and it's not too boring, but because we have technically 2 houses, because this has a habitational license, so it can become a house, and this and this, the main house and the pavilion, can't be sold separately, which was part of the deeds, which we didn't think we would ever do that anyway. But it does have 2 houses. This technically can be a house. So therefore I wouldn't be able to connect the water, and, well, I could connect the water to the mains one. It would have to have its own meter, and although we do very quickly around here have mains electric to this property. Oh, let me finish what I was explaining. So yeah, we got capital gains tax that it was too high, because they billed us again because we paid an amount, and they took the whole figure, because that's what we put in, what we paid for the house. We said this is what we're paying for it, and because our deeds took a year to complete, we told them we got taxed before we even bought the house. And normally you have 2 or 3 years to spend your money, but because we made a profit on our last house, We paid our tax and everything was fine. We got audited. Oh Jesus! Yeah, we got checked out, and everything came back fine. They were happy. But 5 years later, we got a tax bill, and we had to have a little bit of an argument, and we couldn't understand why we owed the money. But it turned out that we were only the main house was the more expensive part, and that didn't equal the total amount of money. You can only pay, you can only put your profit from your capital gains into one property, not two, because these have two separate articles. Hence why we got a whopping great big tax bill. But we did manage to get it down with a little bit of good bookkeeping with our accountant. So we managed to get it down, so we didn't have to pay all that. Now here you can see the electric line comes from the street, and that so be if we wanted to put electric into the pavilion, we could use that, and that's where we would have our electric from, because as I said, this is its own separate house as such, although it's not a house at the moment. Let me push this back and then we'll see what's going on up there with that pump house water and where that goes. Okay, that's safely back on. We'll forget about that for now until we start doing plumbing in that cottage. Now let's have a quick look what goes on here. So we know the pipe is here. Christina thinks it will come out here. I've got my fingers crossed it doesn't. But let me go and turn the tap on and see what happens. I shall give it a few moments. There is a hole here. Ah, look. Yeah, look. There's water. It's running. What's it running from? What the heck? Oh, hang on a minute. That is coming from where? Is that a broken pipe? Oh, yeah, there it is, look. But there's no pipe beyond it. Oh, mamma mia. Yeah, that's not a pipe. Where is it? No. What a mess. Fortunately, we don't use that very often. That's another problem I've got to sort out. I can't have that. To be fair, it's never anything drastic coming out of there. But yeah, no. Oh, okay. Let's resolve that problem. We'll have to attend to that at another time. And again, I'm not quite sure. As I said, we don't actually clean anything major in there. Brushes, to be fair, normally water-based paints. And when I do the filters, change the filters, I clean Well, I don't actually, because the water's turned off. I have to turn the water off to change filters, so I normally have a bucket of water. So, is this a problem? I don't know, let me know. It's not an immediate problem, but if I'm going to do it, anything, I'd like to get it away from here. But like I said, we just don't use that sink. It's only a sink. We don't use it as much as to create any emergency right now. But I do have one more problem. And this one's a dinger. Right, so the other week, when we were working down here, Christina says to me, "Have you seen inside the basement?" And I said, "No." She goes, "Take a look in the basement." I went, "I'm a little bit busy at the moment." I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "It's an absolute mess." So I thought, okay. And so today, I've been down here clearing this bit, and yeah, they're still dripping like a trooper. I don't know what that is. And this is our cellar. I don't think I've ever shown you in here. Now it's an absolute mess because there's been a war zone in here, and we just store some tools and bits and pieces, but it looks like there's been a scrap. And oh, it's a bit dark. Oh no, you can see. And the reason I just came in here was because I've got to dig. I've got to dig the trench for the inverters and the batteries. By the way, the batteries are turned up. I haven't picked them up yet because they weigh 3 million tons, but I've got to go and get them. And I thought, why don't we put the inverter and the batteries in here? Because we've got a door, we lock it and it's fine, and I can put a dehumidifier that will run off solar energy just to keep, because there's a little bit of humidity in there, but we can control that. And so I came in here, and what it turns out is we've got a leak, and these are some carobs we collected last year, and we didn't take them because we said we'd take them a bit later, and we totally forgot, to be fair. And the water has dripped down here, the bags are split, and I'm assuming there's some rats or something in here as well. So I'm going to have to get a mask on and some gloves and stuff and clean this out, just to, well, clean it all out and have a look. But up here, this is wet. It's soaking wet. And I've been up to the kitchen, which is, this is the kitchen over here. This is part of our lounge, and the sink is where that second beam is over there, roughly at that end, in between the two is the pipe, and I think the waste pipe runs in the floor and comes down to the ground level down here, and this is the pipe to the fossa, which is just here. And I think it is grey water, not mains water, or you know, I say mains, not, you know. And I think it's grey water because if it was mains, our pump would come on frequently, and I don't know how long that's been dripping, and I don't know how, obviously a long time, and we haven't been in here. I haven't been in here probably for about a year, to be fair. Last time I was here is when I put the carobs in here. So yeah, you can see the mess, so I'm going to have to clean this out, and I've got to decide how we're going to fix this problem. That problem is a major problem because it means, although we're going to be renovating this house, and we are going to be rediverting all the waste pipes to over there where the grapevines are growing. Behind that grapevine is a water meter and a drain, the mains drain, which I'll quickly show you. So we were going to dig a trench here, and just down there, oh my, it's further away than I thought. Oh my god, that is going to be, you know what, I thought it was closer. That is going to be major. Just to dig the, oh, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. But what we're planning is our kitchen here, this side of the house. This window is the kitchen. This middle room is a bedroom where Kit Kat is staying at the moment. But that bedroom is going to be made into a bathroom, and we're going to pinch some of the room. And so our waste pipes and everything will come from here. But looking at this drain right now, it's the first time I've looked at it properly. I don't quite know how I'm going to dig into that, because that's where it's got to go. That is a proper conundrum. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this one. Oh man, problems. Christina suggested that we disconnect the waste pipe under the sink and just put a bucket there for the time being. But how long do we live with a bucket under the sink? And how many times am I going to forget to empty it? So that's our big problem. The water tank is leaking, our cellar is leaking, and we've got a fossa over there that is, yeah, a waste of space. But moving forward in my plans here, because I do need to quickly finish what I'm doing here. Wait. Don't wear Crocs on loose soil. This is still dripping. I need to do something. I want to get this tree stump out, and I want to just clear this area just for peace of mind. Oh look, we do have grapes growing. Not looking great, to be fair, but we do have grapes. And this pathway, I need to sort something out here. This is just a nuisance to me, and yeah, I don't know what's going on here. But this, oh, I can't move it, but I think this is loose, because when we had to chop this down, because it's right where the fossa is, and we don't want the roots destroying the fossa. And the reason we thought about that, because before we bought this house we were looking at another house, and the only reason we didn't buy it was because I thought I was dying. I had kidney stones, and it was during lockdown and everything, and nobody could explain what my pains were, and so this house was slightly isolated, so we decided not to buy it because it was in a bad state and it needed a lot of work doing to it. And I said to Christina, we need to be where neighbours are, because I thought I was dying. And I just needed her to have neighbours around her, and I didn't want her to be left in the house half built. And the reason I brought that up is because right next door to the house was a fig tree, and the roots from the fig tree had gone in and lifted all the floor in the inside of the house and destroyed it. So these fig trees, their roots are huge and cause a lot of problems, so we didn't want any problems with the house, and plus it's near the fossa, so we just decided to chop it down and kill it, and it had some stuff put in it, and that was 2 years ago. And now I think I might be able to pull those stumps out, so we shall see. Oh, oi, maybe. No, not like that. Come on, baby. Well, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Rui, who chopped this tree down, he did tell us that the stuff he put on top would just rot it from the inside. So, yeah, because that was solid. But, well, see if I can get these ones out. Whoa, that ain't gonna work. Like it was never there. Part of me wants to just keep digging, but it's probably not a good idea.
Ready for dinner?
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh wow.
What do you think, Linda?
I think that's wine time.
Wine time, vino time.
Wine o'clock. Dinner o'clock.
Right, out there. What are we saying? Good. It's windy. I hope the microphone's not picking up the wind. Okay, I was going to clear all that side. It's the next day, and I've thought about this overnight, and it can't be a waste pipe. It just doesn't make sense that it's leaking in there. I actually think it's the mains water from the pump leaking. because it's still dripping, and we need to empty this now and assess the problem, because it is a major problem because all these pipes are buried. And we have had a leak in the house before where the metal pipes corroded and it burst in the bathroom. And so when we renovate this house, we are changing all the pipes, but I'm going to have to do some emergency work here. So this video is probably going to be cut short a little bit because we need to empty this, get it cleaned out, and assess the damage. But I do think it's mains water. Anything you want to say?
I agree.
It's a big problem. Big problem.
Yeah, it's quite...
Yeah, it'd be all right if we were renovating this house now, but we've got something else to do before we renovate here. And yeah, big problem, Linda.
Yes.
We shall see.
Something we didn't need right now.
No. Anyway, we do have a plan.
We always have a plan.
We always got a plan. We do have a plan, and we'll tell you. But for now, we're going to clear this out. I'll show you it when it's empty, and yeah, happy days.
Cool.
Not really happy days.
It's not a happy day.
No.
It's not a happy day today.
No. Anyway, it is what it is, and we just need to crack on. Anyway, I've got Christina a mask, a shovel, and some gloves. I'm going to go and have a beer. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've got the worst part offended here, the worst offended area done. And Christina's going to quickly just pressure wash this floor out just to try and clean it before we carry on. Just to get rid of the smell and whatever else is in here. You need to do up all these walls as well. Yeah, we'll just get this quickly pressure washed and we'll come back to you. Oh. I found the rat nest. Ben, the two of us need look no more. Oh, just got to get rid of them. There's 4. Come on. Oh, come on. Nowhere to hide, my ratty tutu. We're taking those bottles from the corner and they were nested in there. I thought there might be a nest in there, to be fair, because there's a lot of rubbish around there. Oh, you know what? I know they're horrible, but I feel a little bit guilty that I've ruined their home. They're vermin. So we're going to get this all cleaned out. Once our squatters evacuate our squatters. And then we will bleach it all, and we won't put anything in here. Oh look, there's one. He's just sitting on top of that thing. So anything that we've taken outside that we're keeping, we're going to pressure wash them and clean them all down, make sure there's nothing nasty on it. And as I said, we're not going to bring anything in here until we've got this clean. And then we'll make sure nothing can get in, because we have a little window there which is broken, so they might have got in there, and sometimes this door is ajar, not always shut. So they've got in there. But I do need to get these little bad boys out. I've seen 4. Oh my goodness. There's 3. Come on, they exit. Oh my days. Look at it. Christina's freaked out. Christina's freaked. God, they can jump some. One was in that box. Oh, I don't think I caught that. One was in that box and he jumped out when I moved it. Why is it these little buggers give you the heebie-jeebies? Whoa! There's a hole here, just there, and there's a hole there. And it looks like a pipe or something used to come out from there. And I've just seen one scurry up there. Oh my god, the bloody army of them. Oh, I just picked up a pipe and a load of them came out. You know what, I know they're like vermin, but they're just trying to survive in the world like we are. All done. All disinfected and clean, and we'll let that dry now. And then we'll see what we're going to do in here. Ooh, it's very echoey. But yeah, good. We're still dripping. We're still dripping here. Right now, so the reason, I don't think I explained this, but the reason that I thought it was the waste pipe, the grey pipe with the grey water coming out that was leaking, was because we have a pump, and that pump doesn't come on. I never hear it come on when there's no reason for it to come on. But earlier today I did a little test and I filled up the bucket, and it took about 4 litres before the pump came on. Now if that is just a drip, the chances are for 4 litres to drip takes a long time, so the odds are that we'll never hear the pump coming on because we use water and flush toilets and stuff like that. So we shall see. Yeah, proper mess out here now.